my goodness. Hello, everybody. I am, as usual, bursting, absolutely bursting, because I get to hang out with my bestie. He's my new bestie, Jesse. Do you know what? We've done 4 hours together, and he's still here.
Amazing.
Like, what the heck today? But thank you, Jesse, for, doing the hard yards and running with, we get to run together. And
Yeah.
what a joy it is to hang out with Dee.
Yep.
Thank you, Dee, for coming along. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for your crazy friend Lisa inviting you to be part of this analogy, like this anthology. Like, what the heck? Did you think that this was a journey you were going to be going on?
No, not a bit. And thank you both. You guys are wonderful.
Oh, bless you.
You're absolutely welcome, and we're so happy to have you on this journey. And for those who don't know, we're in the midst of writing, as Sally said, an anthology. We have 20 amazing authors come together and writing about their Beauty for Ashes story, and Dee is one of them. She submitted her story, and we just finished the initial writing phase, and now we're reading each other's stories, which is so much fun, and we're able to interview each other, or interview the participants, which Dee is one of them, about just what she wrote and why, and just kind of the heart of this, which is such a fun part. So, for those that are just watching, you can follow the progress at beautyforashesanthology.com. But we're going to really just dig in to talk to Dee about her chapter and everything that makes her the amazing person that she is. And I will say, Dee, it's such a fun time, reading. Well, I should say it's not a fun time reading your chapter, but it's very, very, very deep. What you wrote is very, very deep, and I love that you talk about your son and how it just kind of shaped your faith. And I'll let you get into the whole details of what you wrote, but just in general, you cover suffering really, really well. You cover the unmet expectations really well, and just things that not coming the way that you prayed for. And it's we have a wide range of people in this anthology that, sometimes they have their prayers are just sometimes quickly answered, and some people the prayers are not right now currently answered, and we don't always know why. But you cover it really well in your journey. That it's not a quick turnaround, but um, yeah, we're gonna dig into just kind of what people can expect from your chapter. And but I just want to say that it's just you give hope to people really well. It's parents, caregivers, anyone working around hardship, that you show that love and goodness and joy can grow even after the years of what you consider maybe a winter season. So thank you so much for that, and it's just such an honor to have you. And so. With that, my first question. Actually, Sally, do you want to ask the first question? So I feel like I think you're such a good encourager, and I just love it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Jesse. And it's interesting because Dee and I, without really knowing, but we sit in a brilliant space together. And
Yeah.
it's all about love. It is all
Mhm.
about God's love that fills us and pouring out from there. And, Dee, I've deliberately not read your chapter yet because my zone is really in the marketing, and I want to read it once all the beta readers have been through, and I want to come clean to read it cleanly. So I'm genuinely asking you, like, what do you love about who you are and what you do? But what do you love about the chapter or this part of your story that you are bringing to life in this space? What is it that you love about this?
That's such an excellent question because this story that I'm writing really goes deeply into where you question your faith and it's just darkness. For me, I'm speaking to the people where things are happening in their life and it's a faith crisis and they don't see good anymore. Um, and things are bleak. And so, what I love about the story is I get really real. I don't mince words. I don't pretty up a hard time because I really, really, really want the people that are deeply hurting and have had to put on a pretty face, have had to pick themselves up by their bootstraps, have had to go years possibly feeling misunderstood because they don't feel like they can talk about what's happening to their life. And while mine is about my son and his health crisis, I want people, whatever they're going through, but that darkness is there, that anger, that lack of hope. I want them to be able to just take a breath, to read this and maybe cry. And that's okay. I want the chapter to give them permission to be right where they're at and to be okay with it and to know that they're loved.
Amazing.
I just love that. I'm trying to write down because I always do mind maps at the same time as listening to you. And I love the fact that you are not sugarcoating anything, but you're also not focusing on that. You're saying, this is how it is. This is how tough it was. And this is my journey. I want to give you hope. I want you to know that it's okay to bawl your
Yeah.
eyes out. It's okay to punch, the air, as it were, and get
Yeah.
angry and get the amount of times I've come into this office, which is my space with God. He said, build me a secret place and I'll do miracles. And bless his heart, he does, mainly on me because I'm so stroppy. And I'm like, my God, show me. This is not how it's meant to be. Like, what the heck? What I'm seeing in front of you, me, and what is your word? It's two different things. How dare you? Come on, show me what the. And I get so cross.
Yes. Yes.
And so angry because I'm like, you, God, said that you would bring beauty from ashes. You said that perfect love would cast out fear. And so I quote at him and I'm like, okay, so if that's your word and you're true to your word, what the flip is this thing going on? So sorry.
Yes.
But
No, that is,
like
yep.
like sometimes the hand we are dealt is not the hand we expect.
Right.
And the God that we know isn't the God that we're seeing in front of us. And so, what I love about you in this is you are giving people permission to be real. You're giving people permission to be angry. And you know what? Jesus, I love him because he was anger under control. Like, he was like, how dare you trade and do what you're doing in my father's house? How, like, he was not Jesus, meek and mild, just frankly. But he harnessed that, and that's what you're doing. He harnessed that. And while he was making that whip and weaving it and putting it together, he took time. He thought about it. He processed it. And then he said, right, you know, chuckle of vipers or whatever it is, get out, whatever the words were. And I feel like you are being Jesus' hands and feet. He has loved you through this process. It was tough. And when he says,
Yeah.
when you walk through the valley of death, I will be with you. That's what he's done for you.
And I think what I want them to know from that is that we can say that Jesus gets angry, right? And we know that. But I felt that it was to me, right? Because I was raised in the church and my life wasn't going well, right? So God must have what? Been angry at me. I must have done something wrong. I must have, right? And therefore, I stole something from Jesse. I know you noticed it, Jesse, but you're a free giver. And so I knew you let me have it.
What is it?
Reality meets faith. Oh, that one sentence just grabbed me. And I was like, absolutely. Absolutely. You are young, and whatever you're learning, you learn it at this young age, and it's mixed with culture and it's mixed with all these other things. And it becomes some kind of belief. And then, pow, reality comes to meet where your faith is. And that's where you have that existential faith crisis, depending on, right, how founded it is on truth. And if it's not, it's going to come crashing down. And that can feel like a weight of a ton of bricks, and it's nothing you did. And I want readers to know that if you feel like the world is crashing around you, it's nothing you did. Maybe it is, but it doesn't matter. We'll get there because Jesus takes that. Because that's what it's about. Is we all have had that feeling where the world is crashing down around us. And that isn't God's plan for us.
I love that, because it leads me, I'm actually already on to insights, because that's what you're giving people, is the fact that, Jesus is the calm in the storm, and the storm is not the end. And, the world can come crashing down around us, but we need to stand. And as we stand,
Yes.
he comes. And I love
Yes.
that. I love the fact, and I love, good on you. Do you know what? I borrow things from people all the time. When people, and actually really what we're doing, we're just passing the love on. So I love the fact that the Holy Spirit went, oh, see that little pearl of wisdom from Jesse. Here you go. It's all yours. And that's gold. Reality needs, it's when it meets. It's when it's
Yes.
like, we're not,
Right.
testimony doesn't come from a nice, sweet, loving, little, gorgeous life where nothing goes wrong. A test brings the testimony. So, that's gold. So I think on the insight, what is it that so if somebody reads your chapter, they come in, they read your story, they probably will get tearful. And actually, I think one of the insights you're going to give them is you have permission to let it go. You have permission to cry. You have permission to be angry. You have permission to feel whatever it is that you feel. Because on letting go and letting God, there's something you're going to bring. What's the insight for the reader, do you think, that you want them to hear or see?
I would like them to hear it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And they don't have to know how it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I want them to just make room in their heart for the good. They don't have to give away anything.
Mm.
I'm not asking them to even trade anything, because I don't think at the beginning God isn't asking that. It's just a simple hand. Just let me give you a cup of water.
Yeah.
Refreshing water. That's it.
I love that. That is absolute gold. What I've written here, because I feel that. And I remember when in my moments, because we've all had them, where you've got nothing left to give.
Yeah.
And God doesn't actually ask you to give anything. He just says, receive.
Yeah.
Receive my living water. Receive
Yes.
my refreshment.
Yes. Yes. Because at that moment in my life, if you would have told me, even one of your questions is like, it was really great. Like, it was a freedom question, right? What's the question? What freedom does this bring, or something like that? And I struggled with that question. And I said, oh, and I sat with it for a long time. And I said, it doesn't. Because at that moment in my life, it can. If the reader wants freedom, it can. But that's not the main thing. Because at that moment, if you were like, D, you can be free of anger. D, you can be free of it. I would have not said it to your face, which was the problem. But my heart would have said, F you. Is that too much? Sorry.
Great. You know what I love about this? It's like, say it how it is. And F, by the way,
But
means faith,
yes,
but that's
honey,
okay.
honey, yes. And that was the I like stone. And if you would have said, this offers so much freedom for you, and I can tell you're really angry, and you can be free from that, and I would have gotten harder and harder and harder on the inside, and couldn't have waited for the conversation to stop. I wanted my anger because my anger kept me going every day. So I didn't fall down.
Yeah.
I wanted these things that the church says aren't okay because they were my legs at that moment. And I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I didn't do anything. You have to read it. But this piece of peace happened. I got this piece of peace. It was just added to all the other stuff. I didn't have to get rid of anything. And it was like, when you have a meal, somebody gave me something really tasty. And I was like, wow. And I could keep being me and I could keep going on. But I just kept wanting more of this peace in my life.
I love that because what you've done, I love it. I've written down so, because freedom would be the next question, but let's just go. Let's just flow. I love it. Is that what you're giving people is you're giving permission. So it goes back to what you said earlier about being a permission. You actually talked about that in love, but permission to be who they are, to not rush the grief, to not rush the anger, to just, and you know what? Use the pain as power. If that's what you need in this moment to get out of bed in the morning or whatever it might be, you use
Absolutely.
it. 100%.
Absolutely. Yes.
But the freedom you're going to give people is the freedom to walk their own path with God. No judgment, no condemnation. It's no one else's business other than your own. And I think that is a huge lesson for so many. Get your sticky beak out of somebody else's business. It's not yours. And instead of being in the busyness of everybody else's lives, opinions, all that stuff, and you and I come from brilliant, so we know that Dion, bless his heart, says, you don't have to have an opinion about that. Do you know how freeing that is? I don't have to have an opinion about Dee's life. I don't have to have an opinion about her grief. I don't have to have an opinion about her anger. Because that's her gig with God.
Right.
And so I think that's part of the freedom. I'm actually going to write that down.
I love it. I
You
love
don't
it.
have to have an opinion.
Right. Right. That's exactly right. And right. And you can choose. That's really what I hope they gain from this chapter. Learning how to choose the words at those moments that begin to instill peace. Like I just shared. Right now, I'm all about freedom. But back then, that word wasn't a beautiful word for me.
No.
It was a heavy word.
Yeah.
That was the simplest thing that I wanted to get. I started learning the difference like a little kid. Yeah. This is heavy, this is light.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got enough heavy. I don't want to carry anything else heavy. 100%. That light felt, yeah. So yeah. And like you said, I don't have to have an opinion. If someone says this, I can be like, it's like, do you want ketchup with your fries? No, thank you. And I don't have to be angry anymore. Do you want some freedom? No, thank you. Okay. Yeah. but I'll have some peace.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting that the Prince of Peace, Jesus, came to bring us that? But he came to set the captives free. He came to make us all free. And the key to unlock the door for freedom for you was peace. For some, it's gentleness. For
Yes.
others, it's
Oh,
kindness, whatever
yeah.
it is. But in that
Yes.
moment, and I can understand that. I can understand that if somebody had said freedom to me, I would have punched their lights out.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's so far from, are you kidding me? I'm at the bottom of this pit. Everything's gone wrong. And you're talking about freedom. You're having a laugh.
Right. It sounded like another thing I had to do. Right. Or a used car salesman, or I don't know, but you're exactly right. It didn't ring with me at the time. Now I love it.
I love it.
So yeah.
Isn't it just fun? Yeah, that's and Jesus knows that, and it's like knows that how he can to meet us where we're at and say, give us the right language. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, keep going.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, the
Yes.
right language, and it just yeah, like he knows how to talk to Peter differently than to talk to us. You know, to get behind me, Satan, versus like, like my beloved and these different things, and
Mhm.
like that he really came to you with the right language and the right people. And I
Mhm.
just love it that you were able to then bring it into your chapter too, because some people may read various chapters and say, you know what, I don't like that one, but I like these.
Mhm.
Or and I do love the fact that yeah, you are unforgivingly yourself in a good way. Like you're just like, hey, this is who I am and this is how God made me, and this is what I bring, and I'm going to say freedom to others. I'm going to bring uh, peace to others in that process. So thank you for that. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Unapologetically you.
yeah,
And that's the freedom that you bring to others, that we don't have to apologize for being upset or being hurt or whatever it is. We actually have permission to
Yes.
go through the messy middle, to
yeah.
Yeah.
actually just
It's really important. It's really important. Yeah. I tried the freedom bit without being me. It was really fake. It didn't work very well. It was unfreeingly freedom.
Yeah, if you got to be someone else to be free, then you're not free, right? So
yeah, exactly. And
Freedom in 7 easy steps. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, bring it on. Or not, as the case may be. And so I think that brings me nicely because
yeah,
it's through Jesus that we're set free, and he brings the Holy Spirit and the fruits of the Spirit. There's nothing that can come against it. So we're
Mhm.
good to go. So ultimately, the last part is about engagement and relationship. And for all of us that are writing in this book, all of us that are sharing chapters, each one of us has had to go up. We've been at the bottom of the pit and we've had to look, because the only way, thank God, is up, because there is no further down. And it's like, how has going on this journey or this chapter or this story that you want to share, what is it going to do for people's relationship with God? And also, then what does it do for your relationships with others? Because that's the cross. It's him first, and then we go out because we need to function, or it's best when we function out of the overflow. So, how has this story, or what will somebody reading your story, what will it enlighten for their engagement, do you think?
I love to lift my eyes into the hills where my help comes from. But this story isn't about looking up.
Mm.
This story is about he comes and picks me up.
Oh, lovely.
This is about hearing the heartbeat of Jesus
Mm.
because you can't even lift your head and
Oh,
you're screaming on the inside, but he will hold you and quiet you if you allow him. And you can hear that heartbeat. And I sent you that song, A Voice of God.
yeah.
yeah.
I can hear it in the wind blowing. I can hear it in the children's laughter.
Mm.
I can see it in the stars shining. I can hear it in an ice cream truck. I can hear it in the rain pitter patting.
Mm.
And you already said it, Jesse, he knows how to reach your heart.
Hmm.
So that's to me why if you can just open your heart to that hope, to that peace, to that love, to whatever that little piece is that you can just try again.
Mm.
He will.
Yeah.
Well
He'll
said.
do it all.
Yeah.
And so it kind of leads on to that
Yeah.
engagement. So I love it. And by the way, I
Mhm.
just, while you were sharing that, I literally saw you, like John was often like he leant against Jesus's chest, so you
Mhm.
could hear his heartbeat. And that's where I saw you. And I think that's where the readers are going to be. They're just going to be just like, like snuggled in, like, but
Mhm.
right, like close, right at his
Mhm.
chest.
Mhm.
And he just loves and covers you in that point. So I heard that. But it's interesting. So what impact has that had? So you like now we're talking about beauty from ashes. How has that affected your relationships with others? Where will a reader go from reading your chapter? How will that, where the going out, how has that helped you with others?
It's so amazing. so, so I think it helps me navigate the waters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, because like I said, as you go out or you're learning to walk,
Mm.
right? So when I started this, when I first got a piece of peace, I was like an infant going out with other people.
Mm.
I I I wasn't equipped. So my relationships didn't look any different.
Yeah.
But as I continued, right, you go out and hurt people hurt people.
Mhm.
So for years, I just cultivated, I added, Sally. So from peace grew kindness. Well, oh, wow. That was something now I could give.
Yeah. Interesting.
And patience. I cultivated patience, which meant I was patient with other people,
Yeah.
right? Because now I'm working on myself and maybe I don't need to be as angry with them. A lot of forgiveness, I was a lot of it's too peoply out there. I'm just being honest with y'all. That I had the peoply meme up for a long time. It's peoply out there today. It's peoply. And so that's what I mean by being a toddler and learning how to walk to be with people. But in my chapter, I talk about that too. I looked for the helpers. So
Yeah.
instead of, yeah, I looked for the helpers. I didn't feel like I had a lot to give. And so I was then able to start seeing how the Lord brought goodness into my life. And so the more that I, right, was drinking the cup of peace and the water and learning, oh, this is Jesus and growing right now and I'm walking. Oh, there's the helper, there's this. And you could start walking along. And then, I had and have, like I told you, my sister friend is here this weekend. And so I'm blessed with having people in my life that love me and having a good base. But he still brought people to speak into my life. And one was a coworker, and I'd get really quiet. And I call it only child syndrome. Like maybe we're the only ones that are really hard and judgy on ourselves because, our parents are the only ones who, well, how many brothers and sisters to absorb it? So my coworker saw me just like she knew I was beating myself up about something. She came by, stood right there, And she said, Dee, be kind to yourself.
Mm.
Now, I may have heard that 100, 1,000 times. We're saying it right now. But in that moment, something went inside of me. And now I always hear her voice when I'm beating myself up too much.
Mm.
Hey, Dee, be kind to yourself. So I
Amazing.
think that's how things changed. Again, even with people,
Yeah.
I learned the good basketball playing, passing the ball. And if it's bad, it's like, no, thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I know we're
Well
getting
said.
to that time to almost wrap up.
Yeah.
Um, Thank you. And it's interesting. I wrote warmer and kinder before you even shared the kindness word, because actually that's the shift, is you became warmer and kinder and you talked about being patient. And so what's happened is all your relations around you or relationships around you have become warmer and kinder and gentler. As you've shifted in him, he's shifted in the world around you. So just bless you. I know Jesse will do a quick wrap up before we kind of get to the dot, but Dee, thank you. You've shared some gold, and I'll hand over to Jesse to do a wrap up.
Yeah, it's an honor with you, Dee. Thank you for sharing everything about this and just blessing us with this with your insights and with your chapter and everything. And so again, those who are watching, if they want to follow Dee and everyone else on this project, you can do so at Beauty for Ashes analogy. No, you keep saying analogy. Beauty for Ashes Anthology.com. Beauty for Ashes Anthology.com. And yeah, it's just it's we have a bunch of people that doing amazing things, writing amazing chapters to bring freedom. We're going to be publishing it by the end of the year. So we're still going through all the editing. We're making this a real deal. Doing the professional editing, doing the crowdfunding to be able to actually pre-sell the books. We can actually raise the money for the editing process, and people can be a part of that and get all these extra cool little perks like Dee has mentioned some fun things. We're not going to reveal the secret of, but she's very excited to get some extra perks for the people who buy the book early. So we're very really excited for all of this. And Dee, again, thank you for blessing us. Anything you want to say before we kind of wrap up here? Any last kind of final words? Okay.
Just thank you and Sally so much.
Yeah.
This is just an amazing piece to my journey. It really would, you have added so much. I had a story to tell without the tools to tell it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Well, bless you. And yeah, thank you,
You
Dee.
too.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to walk this journey with you. And yeah, I just keep writing and you got many more in you. So, all right.
Thank you. Thank you. Bless
Amen.
you both. All
Yeah.
right.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Have fun.